There's Here we are with another Friday morning live. 8:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Toronto time. We have another snowfall happening. I gotta go shovel some more snow. Hopefully it's not too much. Hopefully it's light. That wet snow is backbreaking when it's wet, heavy. We've had a few of those. The last big snowfall, lucky it was light. It was still a workout because of so much. But hey, it is what it is. This is winter and we're in the middle of it. Another, we have at least the rest of this month and March. You just flip a coin. You don't know what's going to happen in March. Sometimes you get a beautiful March. Sometimes you get a very cold March. But this is life in the greater TO area. I hope everybody's doing fantastic in this diabolical, crazy filled world with evil war pigs, psychopaths all over the place. You know, the war machine must keep turning, right? And same thing is related within our health. Why do we get sick? Why do we get sick? Why do we, have certain problems and challenges? There's a war happening, and we're not dealing with it. There's an internal war, and fighting, it's a losing battle. If you're going to fight, if you're going to go out there to kill, it's a losing battle, in my opinion. The simple way that we guide people is through the art of subtraction, letting go, giving, and also the art of doing no thing when we're inside that field of the dry stating, the dry fasting state. We have our cycles, 12 hours daily, weekly 24, monthly 72 hours, right? And then season change. It's open depending on your experience, plus 3 to 5 plus days. So we open that up little by little. We open it up little by little. We open it up as we continue to purge over the weeks and months and years. The dry cycles will become a little easier, and until the days, or until we choose to fall off the wagon, and then you're going to see the dry fasting will get more difficult again, because we continue to obstruct. We'll continue to have challenges, to playing in the obstruction fields game versus the field state game. It's two different scenarios. When you're in the field state, the high energy, no obstruction state, we can't compare that through a state of consuming, addition. It's just two different states, and we can play with both of them. That's because most of us will be continuously eating, of course, but prayer and fasting is the solution for us to open up and allow that divine plasma love always flowing to flow through us and do its magic. It's, it's just, I don't know what else to call it. It's magic, because we can um, say we have an understanding of what's happening with our microscopes and all the other tests and everything. We can say, we can believe we have an understanding, an understanding, but I don't see it that way after 36 plus years of trying to figure it out, the infinite variables for each and every one of us. There's infinite variables to the state of our well-being, and we're gonna figure that out. We're gonna figure out everybody's, exact combination. Yeah, okay. Infinite variables. There's the vast as the stars. Good luck if you believe you have an understanding. Anybody who's teaching this stuff and saying they have an understanding, I just run the other way these days. I'll listen to what they have to say, because there's always something we may learn. But to want to believe that we have an understanding of how everything happens and why it's happening and so on and so forth, we have a very, very basic understanding, very basic, of what's going on. When we stop eating, the body starts turning into the elimination state. That's a very basic understanding of what we have. And we can verify all that by the evidence from thousands of people. But do we know 100% certain? Nothing's 100%, but we have that basic understanding that the purging state has happened, the elimination state is happening when we stop consuming anything. So, well, what do we do? We assist the purging state, and we use tools that we believe that can help that. And over the years, trying many different things, we found the few things that actually do assist. And how do we know that? Because when we use them and versus not using them, there's a big night and day difference. The little miracle herbs, the highly elevated friends of ours, they assist us beautifully. Ciao, Mateo. Long time no see. They assist us, and you can have that, through verification of how it's reacted in the physicality, in the mental state, in the physical. And we continue to assist as we move along in the field state. There's a bunch of different beliefs of what we need to do in that field state, and for the most part out there, it's don't do anything and rest. Yeah, we can go that route, but there's another route that we opened up and discovered through many different fasting experiences, and that is the state of doing more, of moving, right? To open up the energy channels. And you can try both, and see the difference, right? There's a place for the rest. Like if somebody is immobile, there's a place for everything, right? I'm not shunning anything. If a person is immobile, for certain reasons, because of their state of health, what do? They need to be in a resting state. And, even if you're immobile, maybe you can move the arms if you can't move the legs, or if you can't move the arms, you can move the legs or whatever, or move the head. There's always something you can move, right? Eyes, you can, exercise the eyes. Yes, has its place. Rest has its place. And we find when we get into our fasting cycles, our states, we look ourselves in the mirror before we go to sleep, and we look ourselves in the mirror upon awakening. You can see changes day by day as we are going through our fasting states. And we can see the changes happening right in front of our eyes. Oh yeah, it's coming down. So we can see the changes, and it's amazing, And then, all these years of so many different fasts, I would, just for curiosity, to see, what happens with the weight, when you're fasting. And lo and behold, there's days where, you weigh yourself in the evening, and then you weigh yourself in the morning upon awakening, and you've actually gained weight. Gained with no thing. Is that possible? Of course it's possible. Of course it's possible. Yes, there's days you gain weight. And this is how the understanding starts expanding. As we go through our experiences, we can see and verify through simple things. Does it really matter? Do we need to do that? The only thing it's for our ego or curiosity, nothing more. Does it help us in any way, shape, or form? Maybe. If we see, and psychologically we see that we're putting on weight some days, and then that may help. It may help us psychologically, emotionally, get through the field state a little better. So these are tools you may want to use. Some people are taking their blood pressure, right? Curious about their blood pressure, or they're on medication for their high blood pressure, and they want to see where it's at, because they may be taking meds, and you must monitor if you are taking any of that stuff, with especially high blood pressure, and psychiatric stuff is it throws the body's chemistry way out of whack, way out of whack. Just read the side effects of any of these meds. It's just crazy stuff happening when you take that stuff. Modern medicine, does it have its place? I'm afraid in today's modern man, yes, it does have its place. But the best thing for us to do is to live a lifestyle where we absolutely avoid it at all costs. That's the only thing I can suggest, is to avoid it at all costs, unless there's some kind of emergency. But there's a place for everything. Anytime we introduce a foreign chemistry, meaning things that are not found in nature, into the body, we must deal with that stuff afterwards, right? We must deal with it, and it must be purged out. Must be purged out, because the stuff is nasty. Like simple anesthesia, just for a tooth, for example. Yeah, that stuff is nasty, And that's just for like a tooth. So I avoid. Last time I went to the dentist, which was the first time in decades, because one of my fillings cracked. It was a few years back. It was 3, 4, 5 years ago. Can't remember. I just went in a dry fasting state. I made my appointment. Went in a dry fasting state and had it repaired with no anesthesia. Just go into a meditative state. I brought some clove oil, rubbed the whole area, and I was fine. Yeah, you feel. You just remember we're not the body, because when this body ceases to function, we leave. So we can detach ourselves, to sort of say, from the aspects of the physical body for a few moments here, and allow our teeth to be repaired without anesthesia. Some people are very have a very low tolerance to pain. I'm one of them, but if I was able to do that, anybody can. I remember another acquaintance. She described to me going to the dentist without any anesthesia because that stuff bothered her like crazy. So she avoided it and she went through it. So anybody can do it, Women actually are more tolerant. They go through childbirth, which some say is very painful, and others they have absolutely no challenges at all because because of the lifestyle choices they're making and living. If we're living a low obstructive lifestyle, as we teach in master fasting, with clean minimal eating, childbirth will be effortless, and all the tissues and glands and everything works beautifully. Everything will be able to expand and contract beautifully. There won't be any resistance because there's low to no obstructions, right, in the physical body. The obstructions are what make pain, because the obstructions do what? They do not allow flow. They're they block energy, and that's what we want to avoid: blockages in energy. Because once we have blockages in certain parts of our physicality, the physical body stops to function. Like if we block our heart, we're done, right? If we block our liver, we're done. Our kidneys, we're done. Vital organs, and there's many other things that we block our bowels from moving. Eventually, we're done. Yeah, I've had. Actually, there's a friend of ours we grew up with. He was many years ago. He went into the hospital. His bowels didn't work for over a month, and he's no longer with us. Right? He passed away. His bowels did not move, and there's many reasons why that happened, of his lifestyle and so on and so forth. But we won't get into that. But I'm just saying, these are not uncommon these days. Many people are completely plugged up, and the bowels are not working properly. Bowels should move for every meal we eat, and if they're not, even if they do move every meal, let's put it this way, doesn't mean that we're not constipated. because depending on what we're eating, some of us hold on and we become constipated more than somebody who can let go. You know, so letting go is the key. We shouldn't hold on to anything emotionally. Number one is the key. Do not hold on to the emotions. Let them go. Send them back to the earth for recycling. Whenever anything's bothering, send it back. If you have to, get yourself a notepad, write it down, go outside, burn it, and send it back. Mentally send it back to the earth for recycling. And you may have to do the same obstruction dozens of times until you release it. So what? Do it. If it helps, do it. Many people have done these things and found it helps them. Letting go. It's just an assistant. It's just a tool. Writing your obstructions down, things that are bothering us emotionally. Whatever it is. It's a relationship or whatever. Write it down, go outside, burn it, let it go. I think I should be doing a few things that have been disturbing me, especially what's going on around the world these days, craziness. It's who would ever believe that we'd be experiencing what we're experiencing, what we've experienced in the last 6 years now, whatever we're at, 6 years since the lockdowns, just absolute insanity. And now with the all that new information that's been released, it's another diabolical experience we all are going through. And has there been any arrests? Any accountability? It's absolute joke. Absolute joke. What are they going to arrest themselves? They're all involved. It's diabolical. Luciferianism is vast on this planet. It's vast. It's all around us, in all shapes and forms, in symbology all around us. They put it everywhere. In the music industry, in Hollywood, and the court system, legal system, the governments, and so on and so forth. It's everywhere. It's all around us. We just have to turn to our Creator. That's the way out. Prayer and fasting, because once we leave this physicality, we're done with this realm. We want to be done with it. We want to move on into all the limitless realms where we can travel anywhere we want in an instant. And be with our loved ones who passed. We want to go visit. Consciousness of everybody is available. All our loved ones and friends and family and whatever. But in this realm, we talk about massive fasting, and this is what we do here for 11 years plus. We're still here, and it's a whole different world today than it was 11 years ago. Let's put it that way. A whole different world. Continuously changing. And getting more and more interesting. As we say every day, more and more interesting. So, with that said, if there's any questions, otherwise we'll call it a day. And I guess I gotta go shovel some snow. I'm gonna maybe wait a little bit, maybe wait till lunchtime. It's still coming down. And yeah. So we wish everybody a glorious morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Let's continue to send Plaf of Divine Source to all the ones in dire needs right out there right now. There's a lot of people in dire needs, a lot of people. You know, food bank use is record highs in Canada. Record highs. People can't afford to eat. You know, even the minimal eating, we do. The prices have gone crazy in this part of the world, and it's happening many places around the world. So be wise, be prudent, and let's send Plaf to all the evil ones. Let's penetrate their hearts and souls so that they may see the light of the divine Creator and stop the evil doings, for they will be able to see what they are doing and repent. So with that said, thank you so much for joining. We'll see you back on the page. See you next call, Wednesday, Facebook Live, 3:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Toronto Time. And away we go. Ciao for now.